Uncontrolled Chaos here. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to build bases on planets. This is a complete guide to base building on planets. This will, however, not include glitch building as I am not that great at it. So I'm going to leave that to the other YouTube experts out there for No Man's Sky. Let's first go ahead and get going. So first thing you want to do is when you're on planet, you want to hit Z on your keyboard for PC and you'll have a base computer. You will get the base computer early on just by going through and following the steps in the game. Unless you're in creative mode or some other reason like an expedition that gives it to you. Once you place down the base computer, you just interact with it. And when interacting with it, you want to go ahead and just claim the base. And there you go. The base is now yours. You will see another base icon over there. That is a base I'm working on for a future video. But I thought I would use this area to show you how to build bases. Next, now that you have the base, what you want to do is hit Z again and you'll see a bunch more options pop up. You'll have the pre-built rooms. Architect wise, the way you want it to look, you're dealing with these three here. The first one is wood. This will give you all of your wooden structures. The next one is stone. This will give you everything that is stone related. Then we have our metal or alloy base parts. After that, we have our different parts such as our landing pads, our teleporters. Then we have everything that deals with power and industrial stuff like your mining equipment and gathering resources. Automated stuff is in here. Then to furnish things out, that's what these three tabs are. Let's start with placing down some stuff. I like to have wood flooring. I love wood flooring. So I'm going to start with wood flooring. And you want to be careful on how you place down because you notice I can't place right here. It's because it's right underneath me. But the moment I move outwards and go like so, I can place it. And you notice I placed it right on where my base computer is. And you notice that things are snapping together when you put them next to it. It's because I have snapping on. If I were to hit V and then go to do it, you notice it's no longer snapping. But if I hit V one more time, it's snapping and it's showing me where I can place it. The reason this does, and this is where glitch building comes into play, is you can go V, rotate this around, click, and then you can go V, rotate or unclick that, go V, and you can create these really interesting shapes. So let me just move around here and go like so. And you'll see I've created this really interesting little shape. It's one on top of another. There's more to glitch building than this. There's ways to get these two to go in together. But let's say I don't want these here. So the way I get rid of these is you hit C and then you hit X. Let's say I just want to move this one. All I have to do is just click on it and I can move it and do that. And remember, I have V to where I can place it however I want. So I could actually do something like this. And this is where the glitch building comes into play. This would actually let me corner this a bit. But if I hit V, come on. So it's not letting me switch over, and that's just because I have it in the move. So to fix that, all you do is just go back into your build commands, and there you go. I fixed the problem. So sometimes you need to back out and go back in to get the problem fixed. So all you do is you just place down what you want where you want it. Now, if you're thinking of building into terrain, I want to let you know right now, if you build out, and let's say I were to build out a room into this area and do something like this. You see how it's being covered up? This would actually end up, after a while, getting covered up by the terrain. The terrain will grow back over it. Same with the tree that I just destroyed. That tree will show back up. But the great thing with the trees is what you can do is you can use your mining laser. So let me back out of this. All you have to do is just pull out your mining laser, and you can, just like I'm doing now, you can take down the tree that's inside your base. So that's not a big deal. You can also use your terrain modification tool to level out your terrain and get rid of the terrain that's in your base if it's filled up in an area that you want. So if this filled back up, I could literally do that. And you notice how I just sort of cleaned that up right there. So your terrain modification tool can really sort of help you out in certain areas. So let's say I'm wanting to put a doorway right here. Right here's where I want my doorway. Boom. I have a stairs there, and now I can go and put in the door. I like to use sand. So I can just take this one, or not, stone. So I can take this one, go like so, and place that. And then I can place in my walls. So let's say I want to have some nice windows right next to this. I can go like that and do that. And let's say I put this one here. I can do that and go along and just start placing things around. Now, as you're building, you notice I'm quick building here, and that's fine. You can get the base structure of what you want done just by quick building like I am and getting the structure in the way you want to have it. Now, let's say you want to change things. For instance, I put this here and I want a door there. Well, there's a way to get that done. Once again, you hit C, and then all you do is you hit left shift, and then you go through and you find what you're looking for in the part. So let's say I want this one right here. Boom. Done. It switched it over. I can do the same thing for these other areas. So let's say over here, I want this to be something else. I want this to be this window here. There you go. Easy switch out. I want to change the color of the tile. I'll go C, I'll go G, and then as I change the colors here, you'll notice that there's more of a change. You see the change more directly. The colors change based on the palette you're choosing. Let's go back to what we had and then back out. But let's say I want to duplicate something. Okay, I want to say go back out here. I've been building out here. I want to duplicate these walls. So all I have to do is just go here. I just have to hit E. And the great thing is these hotkeys are shown up top. And that's really, really nice and makes things easy. You can do a lot of very creative things in this. Now, when placing objects down, so let's say I want to build out a little area here. Let's say I want to build a bar of some sort. So I can click here. I can put this right here, and then it clicks together like so. And I can bring this over, and I can put a curve to it. Click here, and more parts there, but I want a longer piece because I want it to go to the wall, but I don't want it to go all the way through the wall. So there's a bar there. Now, the great thing is you can actually scale these parts by hitting the R and the F key. F will shrink it, R will raise it, as you can see there. You can also rotate the parts by moving the scroll wheel. Now, let's say I want to do more than just this normal rotate. I can hit the left shift and I can rotate things different directions. So you could really go crazy on this and go like that. And then let's say I want to place that right here. But you notice it looks off counter. So I hit the shift key again and look at that. And this is how a lot of the glitch builders do their stuff, is they use the key like I've done. So you got cool stuff like that, and you can create some really cool, interesting things. Now, these building parts, you're thinking, well, just resize building parts. Here's the thing. You cannot resize building parts. However, you can, with it being off of the snap off, you can, however, rotate these and get different directions for these parts. This is so you can build around terrain. This way you can get as close as possible to get your base to fit to the terrain. And that works out really, really well. And then you can also do wiring. So let's say I go here and I want to build up some solar panels. So I go over here. Let's say I plop down a bunch of solar panels. So I got all these solar panels down, but when the sun's not out, the solar panels will not work. So you want some batteries. So we'll plop down a few batteries. Like so. Now, these aren't going to work for anything if they're not connected. You have electrical wiring. So all you do is you just connect the solar panels to the wiring. And I like wiring everything up together. I like doing what I'm doing right here, which is connecting them all, because when one isn't working as good as the other, then that's where you run into the issue. So that one's having a hard time. So we'll do that. There we go. And then we'll go over here and we'll connect this one to this one. Now, this has no power. This is all gaining power, but there's nothing in here that has power right now. Let's solve that. Let's go ahead and let's put our teleporter in. We'll put our teleporter right smack dab here. So we have our teleporter here, but we need to wire it. So it needs power. It does not have power. So we click here, we drag this all the way over to here. Because those are all daisy chained together, that now has power. But you're seeing the cables. If I hit Q, you'll see I'm getting a change in placing a wire, rotating wires, and things like that. So that's how that works. So if you're wanting to hide the wiring, that's how you handle that. Now, let's say you're just wanting to mock up a quick base. You're not wanting to build all that out. Once again, that's what these rooms are for. You can place these rooms and you can mix and match these rooms together, which is really, really cool. So I can put one of those down here and I can put another one over here. But before I do that, let's say I put down one of these right here. I just click there and then I want to do this here, which will allow me to continue going on. And I can place one right here. And you notice it all snaps together. These pre-made rooms have wiring connectors to them. You can click here and walk right up here and look. I just connected power to that whole entire set of room. Because you notice it's running a blue electric cable all around it. And so those pre-made rooms come with power that can connect into them. Now you can, with these cables, they can be any length. You could literally, let's say, I'll take a cable from here. I'll go from here. I'll go out to here. And you'll notice that I have an end there. And I can go there and then go there. And you see that cable changed and moved direction. You can link things like that cable wise and work yourself around the outside of the building. Another thing you can do is you can build trenches. So what I could have done is instead I could have brought out, let's say, my harvesting tool, and I could just dig out a trench like so. Then what I'd do is I'd go in and do things like hook up the wiring to it, to what I need, and I build the wiring underneath. So I go from like here to here. So I got that wiring underground, right? Let's say that that's a live wire. Let's say this wire connects to here. And now it's gone blue. It's live. When it's red, it's getting no power. When it's blue, it's getting power. So I've done all that. So I'm going to hit this. I'm going to bring up that. I'm going to bring up this tool. And so all I do is I just raise this back up. And look at that. I've hidden the wiring there. That wiring's all hidden, but now it doesn't look right. So I just use my train tool one more time, find the flat piece of ground I want to copy, and just smooth this all out. And do something along the lines of this. But where's the wire? You see the wire going to the ground, but you don't see it anywhere else. So you can do cool things like that. You can do the same thing with the solar panels. If you don't want to have a solar farm being seen, you can actually dig out a chunk of ground and put it in there. You can place these so that they look like a part of art. You can build one of these rooms here and then dig it down a hole and have a room underneath down below that hides all that. That's how I did it in my main base, is I hid all my power supplies. I have these big towers of these round rooms that connect to another round room that connect to the rest of the base. And all of those round rooms that are stacked on one another, what it's doing is there's a ladder that goes through them all. Because what you can do is I can go here, I can go here, and you got these ladders right here that you can place right in the center. There we go. So now it's letting me do that. So now I can walk up here. I can get here, and there could be another round room or square room on top of this. And you can have these ladders go and go and go and just really make tall rooms. Like I could go up into that one and place in ladders and have a ladder go all the way up into there. There's also the teleporters that you can do and you can build out. You can get really, really creative. And you notice that the top disappeared on that. And that's because you can stack these. So for instance, I have that room there. I can now go here. Let's say I want to put a round room on top of that. There you go. There's the round room that goes on top of it. What I done with mine is I had actually made a spaceport. I put down 4 connecting landing pads. I'll show you right here. So I'll build out some landing pads. So we want to go here. We got our landing pads here, right? What's really cool about having multiple landing pads when you're doing stuff like this is, and multiples of ships can come in here, and you created sort of your own, how do you say, trading outpost where people will come in, they'll land here and stuff like that. And that's really, really cool. This is how you build. This is the different ways you can build and build around things and get used to things. get used to the build tool. You can build some really amazing things. There are people that are building awesome bases like I'm showing on screen now. There are people that build just amazingly fun, cool stuff, as you can see. There are YouTubers that make really cool builds and do fly-throughs. There are YouTubers that do really cool, insane glitch building and show you how to glitch build things and stuff like that. So keep an eye on that. Before you go, I do want to let you guys know that my online merch store, Gaming Imagery, from now until February 14th, everything is 20% off. And there's a new Valentine's design. It's got a front and a back to it. So the front of the shirt shows one thing, the back of the shirt shows something different. It's similar in design, in looks, but it's all dealing with dice. It's really, really cool. Plus, the great thing about that 20% that you guys will really, really like is the fact that if you use the Controlled Chaos discount code, capital C's on both, all one word, you will get an extra 15% off of that 20%, giving you a total of 35% off. That is just for you guys. So if you have someone that you love, you want to get them a gift, they're a gamer, Gaming Imagery is where you guys want to go. I want to thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.